Hello everyone, this is Sorceror Nobody, and what I have to show you today is my compact, fully automatic chicken farm. There are two variants which you can see here, and I will discuss the differences between them in a little while. Now I've put 50 chickens in the top of each one, so that we get a decent amount output. And an hour before I recorded this, I emptied the chests from both versions, so let's see what we've got. A ridiculous number of eggs in this one, and a reasonable number of raw chicken and feathers. And in the other one, we've got no eggs, but more chicken and feathers. Now the reason for that is due to the way it works. This one, okay, you are never going to need this many eggs. So what this one does is gives you the option of not putting eggs in the chest, instead they're put into here to get more chicks, to get a higher output of the other items. Switch that on, it turns it into this essentially. You will get eggs output as they are laid, as we will see if we wait for one to be laid now. There you go. So that's that. If you switch it off, it goes back to producing just the other items. Now, obviously, the second one is going to have some circuitry involved. Let's have a look at that now. It's all underground, and it's also pretty compact, fits into the same footprint. So we've got torches, we've got repeaters, pretty standard stuff, nothing very complicated here. There are essentially two components to this circuit, which I will go into the detail of later in the tutorial, but it's all pretty simple stuff, nothing very complicated at all. Now obviously, as I say, that's all underground. The other version, the simpler version, does not have any of that. It is completely flush with the ground, nothing underground there at all. So with all that said, I think it's about time we got on with the tutorial. And here is just the exposed basic version with none of the optional circuitry. As you can see, there's hardly anything to it at all. It's very compact, it's very simple, and it is incredibly easy to build. The ring of sandstone is just to show where the floor level is. The actual footprint is the glass, which is 4x4, and it is 5 blocks tall. So we'll start with our 4x4 area. You are going to want to put a chest here. It can be single, I'll use double, it doesn't matter. You need hoppers leading into the chest, a slab on top of that hopper, a dispenser there, and then you need to put a block there. Now this can be a solid block or it can be an upside down slab. I will use double slabs to indicate where that's the case. And then you need another block here, or a slab. Solid block up here, indicated by the iron block. Run redstone along there. You need a torch on the side of this block. Another block there, which has to be solid, and a block there, and either a block or a slab there. And then just run redstone along the top of those three. That's the basic circuitry done. You then need to seal this in down here, which is where the chicks will go, and put a hopper leading into the dispenser rather, and then now this block has to be transparent because of the chest. You could put another hopper in the corner and have a single chest there, that's up to you. I prefer a double chest, you might as well have a transparent block. On top of this hopper you're going to need to do the same again, build the enclosure for the adult chickens, so just put blocks around here. Simple stuff, nothing too complicated. Now you want a slab there, and before we seal at the last side you need to be able to get under here, so we'll do that now. Just put some water in there, and then you can close that up. And this is strictly speaking optional, but I like to do it. Put a cobweb in the top there if you can, if you have silk touch. And that's it, you are done. You put your chickens in the top and you've completed the basic version of the chicken farm. Let's just give it a quick demonstration. Put some eggs in. The way it works is when there are sufficient eggs in here, 11 to be precise, that's the threshold at which it will take 2 out. 1 goes into the hopper, 1 is dispensed. Now that means that you get 1 going into there, possibly producing a chick, 1 in 8 chance, and the other 1 goes into the hopper because that becomes briefly unpowered, and that puts 1 in the chest. So half of all the eggs that are produced end up in the chest and half of them get dispensed, which is why you get so many eggs from this version. Now let's look at the optional circuitry for the better version. You want to start by putting a redstone lamp here. It doesn't have to be a lamp, but I like it to be one because it acts as an indicator. And then you just put a lever on the top. Then you need to take this out. You're going to have to take out pretty much all of that glass actually. Put a block there. Just get rid of this. And on that block you want some redstone dust to be powered from above. Then you want to run blocks along here. Again, just put dust on those. And then another block. Pretty much all of these blocks can also be slabs. And you repeat on top of there, a block there. This one does have to be a solid block. Redstone dust and a redstone torch. Now the repeater is there so that this torch doesn't power the circuit that goes under the lever. Then you need a block here, redstone dust powered by the torch, and then a block here, and a torch on the side of that. And then we're basically just going to build a pulsar here, so you want a block there, block down here, and another block there. A repeater, put that on 2 ticks, and some redstone dust there. And then on this side, you're going to want to put a block next to this hopper so that we can power it. A block under that with a redstone torch on the top, and then a block down here, again can be a slab, just to power that torch. And that is done, so you turn it on, you'll see that circuitry becomes powered. This is switched off so the hopper can take eggs out and put them in the chest. This is disabled so it doesn't pulse the dispenser. And, oh sorry, I forgot some dust on that block there. And then you just switch that off and it will enable that so that when there are enough eggs in they both get dispensed rather than just one going in and one going into the chest. The hopper around here is disabled so it doesn't take any eggs out and put them in the chest. So that's how that works. Just for the sake of information, this is the floor level, just a reminder. Floor level is here. Now, there are a couple of things to note about this design which are very useful to bear in mind. First of all, you may be aware how a dropped item or something like a blade or egg, anything dropped by an enemy, can behave very strangely around transparent blocks, flying out all over the place, and eggs can go flying out the top of there as well. So what we're going to do, what I suggest doing, is replacing these transparent blocks, the glass, with solid blocks, just to help prevent that kind of thing from happening. Same up here, very simple, just replace them all with solid blocks. Now, this one, as I said before, needs to be transparent because of the chest. For this design, because of the redstone lamp, which will be powered if you're getting eggs out, you probably do not want to try the corner hopper idea I suggested previously, so just leave that block transparent and leave the chest as it is. You can also put some hoppers in like this, just to catch any stray items. Completely optional, but if you've got the resources for the hoppers, there's no harm in doing it. One final thing to note, you're probably wondering about the cobweb and the half slabs. Now, this half slab down here is entirely necessary. Chicks are half a block high, chickens are taller, so when they grow up their head pokes in the water and they drown. That's a necessary part of the mechanism. This half slab is because hoppers kind of act like transparent blocks sometimes, so you could get chickens escaping out the corners there, so that half slab raises them up so they can't do that. The cobweb is just a measure to keep the chickens down. It stops them jumping around because obviously they sink in it and it just holds them down and keeps them where they are. So that's it. That's everything worth mentioning for this. All that's left to do now is put some chickens in. So just drop them in the top and they will sink in the cobweb. They aren't going anywhere, as you can see they aren't going to escape. Put in as many as you want, leave them to fall in, and the rest is 100% automatic. Thank you for watching.